Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nerd Collaborative Podcast. I'm Curtis.
I'm Josh.
Clayton here.
And today we're going to be talking about Comic-Con. None of us were actually there, so we're going to be talking about the news and just kind of what we were interested in. Obviously there was a lot to go through, and if you read our article, you kind of already saw some of our slimmed down favorites, but we're going to elaborate a little bit, and there was definitely a lot more to talk to than we were able to post about.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do you guys want to start?
So I was thinking we could start with the panels if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I watched quite a few of those.
Let's do that. They were pretty entertaining.
Yes.
Clayton, why don't you go ahead?
With panels?
Yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead and take your sip.
Delicious.
Sure, everyone appreciated that.
I don't know. The Stranger Things panel was pretty entertaining. Patton Oswalt was the moderator there.
Oh, yeah.
So he was hilarious. Just talking to all the kids. And then they had a couple of the grown-up actors on there, too. Winona Ryder wasn't there.
I feel like I just want to hang out with all of them. Like
Totally.
I think that's part of my favorite thing about Stranger Things is those kids are just a bunch of kids that are, I mean, you know, Gatton was on Broadway and stuff, and Caleb has done some stage stuff, and so like they're professionals, but they're
Which
still.
one is the Gatton kid? Who?
Gatton is
With the hat.
The hat, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, what's his face? I'm totally blanking on his name.
Like
That's
the toothless
terrible.
kid or whatever?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, that's kind of... I don't know.
don't
He's not
know.
really toothless.
I don't know. Stranger Things pretty cool.
I don't know.
Okay, Honest Fortuitous cannot sponsor every one of these.
For another podcast.
But yeah, no, but they're like, that's just like, I mean, it's my favorite thing is just seeing them in their, like, just in their essence and just, they're legitimately like a bunch of really good friends that go off, do their own thing, and then they come together for Stranger Things, and it's like, it's amazing. So, and with the potential of this, who knows how long they'll be able to continue this series, and so it'll be really cool. You know, we'll basically get to grow up with these kids, and I think that's a really, really cool thing.
Totally.
So
Hopefully the second season lives up.
His name was Dustin.
right, okay. It's been a while. I guess I'm gonna need to watch the
Didn't
first
he have
season.
like a weird last name or something?
The character?
The
or
actor.
his actor?
Oh,
The
that's-
actor's last name is Matarazzo?
What about that?
Matarazzo.
What about the dark-haired kid?
They all have
Which
dark hair.
one?
Like the...
Will?
No,
Or-
not Will.
Mike?
The
Oh, yeah. They brought up that a bunch in the panel.
last
so
name was
his
like a
last name
porn
is
name or something.
Wolfhard,
Wolfhard.
and Patton Oswalt kept complimenting on
One
him,
take Wolfhard.
Yeah, on his amazing porn star name. And he rolled with it pretty well considering he's a young child.
Right.
But yeah, Patton definitely brought it up a few times.
Okay.
I felt super bad for Patton Oswalt at that panel because the hosts are usually given questions and then they're allowed to obviously improvise and, you know, kind of steer the panel in a direction that they see fit. But you could tell that the questions Patton got, they were all spoiler questions.
Oh, yeah.
Like one of them was, there's a new girl that's coming in on the second season. She moves to the town like from LA or something.
Mm.
And Patton, one of the questions he was given, he basically just retired it on the spot. And he was like, you know what? It says here I'm supposed to ask you how you come in
Yeah.
on the second season. And I'm sure that's a spoiler. Anything you can touch on there? And she was like, no, not really. But
I'm just glad he had the wherewithal to know to not do that, like
on the spot.
Well, because so many people they don't care about spoilers, and I feel like I'm being a little hypocritical after our last podcast, brought to you by spoilers. But yeah, so I think that was like really good of him to be able to do that. Like that's a sign of a good host. So
And the trailer looked awesome.
Yeah.
The second season trailer.
yeah, I mean they're just so good. Like it's I don't know. I don't know if there's anything more exciting out there right now. I mean, it's so original, and it's just I can't say enough how excited I am.
Well, I love Stranger Things because Goonies is one of my favorite movies, and so is Super 8. And I just love those childhood adventure movies, and I don't think we get enough of those, at least not done well.
Right.
And like I love Super 8, and so Stranger Things fits right into that genre for me, where it's like this nerdy sci-fi kid adventure, and they do a super good job with it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And also Millie Bobby Brown is adorable.
I forgot she was a British
Yeah.
You did?
actress. Yeah, I actually don't even think I realized
She's
that
gonna be a
until-
freaking star. She's gonna be
Yeah.
huge.
Some people have suggested that if in the Star Wars spin-offs they ever bring up a young Leia, she play young Leia. And I could see that.
I could see it. It would just, I mean, it, because she's like, I mean, what? She's 16, 17?
Maybe.
Around these days, if that.
That old?
Which is where, like, I could be wrong. But like, the worry is, like, I mean, how young is she going to be, trying to play? I mean, are we talking, like, younger than she was
No,
in
she's
a new...
13.
Still?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
She's born in 2004.
Okay, so you're gonna make a child Princess Leia? That seems a little strange. Like, so either this spinoff's gonna have to take place way later. I mean,
I think if they made one, then she'd be a good one to do.
I'm totally behind it, but like, she's got to be a little bit older, or the age needs to line up, not be kind of forced.
Right. It would obviously be a kid Leia.
Yeah, but what story has a kid Leia? Do we have any?
I don't know.
Maybe there's just a flashback scene
Flashback.
for 10
yeah.
minutes in one movie, and she's just sitting there as, you know.
I don't know.
And she takes a giant like pay cut to appear in one
Well, yeah.
scene.
I doubt
Anyway.
pay cuts are ever involved in a Star Wars movie.
That's not what I think of when I think of Star Wars.
No, but
Budget-
like for
budget
a
issues.
flashback. Anyway, I just. Anyway,
Next panel. Did you guys have any other panels that you like?
you guys, I think you guys know more about I watched a few of them, but
Justice League,
The Justice League one was pretty cool.
the breaking of the news. Well, it wasn't. It was kind of breaking news.
That Ben Affleck will stay on as Batman.
Yeah.
as long as the studio wants him.
Right.
I mean, there's definitely rumors of a DC wanting to shake things up, and I don't know how true those are. I feel like they're not. I feel like that's overblown. Like, obviously the ones of him wanting to leave were clearly overblown, but I feel like at this point, if they wanted to shake it up and not have it him, I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's just, I feel like that's tough unless you're making it not Bruce Wayne. Like,
Well, it'd be really soon for a new Batman. Like, we had Christian Bale, and it'd been a few years, but also that was its own Batman story.
yeah, separate.
So to have Ben Affleck set up the Justice League series and get his Batman movie in and then just Bale would be really weird. It would, like, we already get a lot of superhero movies, and
Yeah.
especially because they got a new Flash that's different from the show, which I don't mind.
Which is the right choice.
Right. I think he's better.
I mean, I love.
Sound is better when you're facing this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Clayton.
Yeah.
We'll cut that out.
Just something I
Maybe.
noticed.
Because I really like the Flash show and I like Grant Gustin a lot, but it's such a different tone, and because I enjoy those CW shows, but you'd have to either A, completely change the way that Grant Gustin plays the Flash because it does not jive with the DC movies, or B, like, you would play it the same and it would be completely out of place, and the whole thing just
Right.
I feel like those are better separate because they've always been separate. Sorry.
You're right.
It's getting a little choked up.
I feel really passionate about but the theory is that they're going to kind of use Flashpoint to kind of set up a change in, but it's not like Bruce Wayne would age differently and just like all of a sudden look different. I mean, that doesn't that doesn't work. Like, so I don't know. I think we've got Batfleck for the long haul. And I'm totally cool with it because to me, I like him the best, which can be fill an hour-long podcast by itself. So
The only thing I think would necessitate a new Batman is if they did Batman Beyond story.
well, that's
or
not Bruce
something like.
Wayne, so that
Well,
works.
he's in it.
I mean, he's old.
But
in
that's what
it.
I mean. It would have to be a different time period.
Yeah, so you need a totally different Batman.
Exactly.
Like, exactly. It wouldn't be Bruce Wayne, but you can't replace Bruce. I think that's really what people should be saying it as, not replacing Batman, but
Replacing Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Right,
Like,
that makes sense.
Like Ben Affleck is Bruce Wayne in this new world. So.
Unfortunately.
But okay, we're not going to do this. We'll do this later. Except for Christian Bale didn't, okay, whatever. Okay, I'm not getting into this. Okay, how great is Jason Momoa?
Oh my god, he was awesome. His whole stage entry was perfect. He was like a wrestler.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna break that staff when he was just slamming it on the stage, and like several times.
I felt bad because in my head I could see what he was doing when he was slamming the staff on the stage. Like my mind could fill in the effects of like a shockwave coming out and like it looking really cool, but him just doing it on stage, especially with those conference room microphones that don't pick up a lot of sound. It was just like this angry guy slamming a broom handle
was
off
like-
the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because
Slamming that plastic staff.
he is definitely not lacking energy. I
No.
love the guy. I think he's great, and I really like this kind of change they're making because Aquaman, as well as the perception of being weak, which he's not. He's also kind of stuck up, and I like that they're kind of going away from that. I feel like we have enough stuck up people in the Justice League, so I think he's gonna have some.
My superpower is money.
I'm rich.
Yeah, exactly. No, he. But I think he's gonna create another guy that can kind of be, like, I mean, he just looks like he's having a great time surfing on a parademon, like in the trailer. Like, I think it's awesome. Like, I think but I enjoy him as a person.
Oh yeah.
Like in general.
Yeah.
So like that's totally separate from that.
Well,
but
I loved after he got popular from Game of Thrones. You always see articles and people diving into
excuse
people's
me,
pasts.
Conan.
That's what I was gonna say though. After they get their big role that catches all the attention of the mainstream, you find out what they did.
So
in
you
the
mean
past.
Conan?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Ask anyone who they know or what they know Jason Momoa from.
Conan.
But yeah, you
forgot
find
that
out
movie.
like he was in. Oh god, this is gonna kill me. He was in.
He was in Baywatch.
Baywatch.
He was in Stargate.
Baywatch. That's the one.
The original Baywatch?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was like
real young.
a young like punk, like hotshot kid with a cool car.
I think it was
and-
towards the end of the series, but he was kind of the one younger hot lifeguard type.
Yep.
Yeah. Not that I watched back then.
Big fan.
Aw.
But yeah, no, and then he did Stargate Atlantis, I believe. Which, how funny is that? No, he rules Atlantis.
Perfect.
But he's
Crossover, maybe.
just great. I loved. I think my favorite part from that panel is when he responded to the question about Superman.
Oh, to that little kid.
Oh yeah, I don't think I heard that.
You
Oh,
didn't-
really?
No, I didn't.
Oh
catch
yeah, it was great.
So basically, this little kid asked, like, where's Superman or what's going on with that, with this, and the rest of the panel was kind of trying to like sugarcoat it for this kid, and then just Jason Momoa just gets up and he's just like, I hate to break it to you, kid, but Superman's dead. He's just like I don't know if you watched the first one, which let's blame your parents for this,
Yeah.
but Superman's
Blame his
dead. like sorry, and I just thought it was hilarious because it's just like.
Shot down.
Like it just go. I mean, obviously we are pretty darn sure he's coming back, considering they have to CGI out his mustache. But
so great.
so it's not like a surprise. But I thought it was funny that he like stuck with the fact that he's dead and not. It's like he's not giving away a spoiler that has already been spoiled, you know?
Also, everyone else was towing the line pretty good on trying to like obey the producers and be good about their responses to questions. And someone asked about the army in the trailer and who Jason Momoa would be fighting, and he was basically like, you know what? I like to get in trouble, and just like revealed what the army was in the trailer. He was like, yeah, that's my brother. I'm gonna be fighting my brother in that movie. And everyone was like, oh, okay. You could tell everyone looked over at him like, oh shit.
Played by Jason Patrick. Yeah, no, I love it. It just does not give a flying F, and it's wonderful. It's refreshing.
The other one that I watched was the Walking Dead one,
Oh.
which was so boring.
I did not. I didn't watch that one.
It was so dumb. It was just like, you have this cast that's been going for years, and the show that has this intense fan base, and obviously I'm sure they're tired, and you know it's a long event, and I'm sure they're worn out.
They're in the middle of shooting.
There was just no life in that panel, and it was, I don't know, it was kind of a bummer. Coral. Actually,
Well-
people kept asking Rick to say that in the audience. You could tell he was just like, I get it, I'm a meme. Calm down.
I feel like part of that was they led with the remembrance of their stuntman that passed away, and
Totally.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't come back from that.
That's
Like there's nothing. It's
a bit of a damper.
Yeah, so, you know, plus, like I said, I think they're probably tired from filming and just...
They
I don't
didn't
know.
have Chris Hardwick moderating that one, did they?
I don't remember. I don't.
I want to say yes.
He-
He did most of them.
He did a lot, yeah.
He did all the big ones.
He, he did more than
Ready Player One, Justice League, Black Panther, Thor. All the big ones.
Yeah. But,
Well, lucky him.
He's a personality though. He's
I do think The Walking Dead had the worst audience questions, which you guys knew I was going to bring up.
yes.
They were terrible.
The next 4 minutes will brought to you by Curtis Ostrom and
Let
his
me
rant.
tell you. If you go to one of these events, not that I've been to many, but I know how social interaction works. Ignore that long pause. The irony is obvious to me. But if you go to an event like that, where there's thousands of people in a room waiting to talk to their favorite celebrities or waiting to hear about their favorite movie or show, and you get the chance to go up to the microphone and you ask a question like, will there be new or interesting characters in this season? You are an idiot.
right.
I'm sorry.
Aw.
I'm sure you get nervous. You're in front of a lot of people. You should also think about that before you walk up to the microphone, that you're going to be talking to 8 or 9 celebrities.
Also,
and-
just going, like, let's examine that question for just a second. Are you? I mean, now I don't blame anybody for not reading the graphic novels and comics here, but you know there's new and interesting people after the events they're at, so
Right.
you should theoretically know the answer to that. Like, it's just, come on, like.
Well, and also just to ask the writers and the stars of a show
To give a spoiler?
to give a spoiler, but also just gave you Negan not that long ago, who's everyone's like favorite villain now from the show.
Yeah.
And just to say, are you going to give us new and interesting characters? And then someone else was like, are you ever going to find a cure? That's just watch the show.
Does anybody die in this next season?
Yeah. I mean, and then another one for me that was annoying, and I don't know, this might seem rude, but when kids come up to ask questions, obviously they're going to be nervous or they're going to be quiet. Parents should ask their kids beforehand what they're going to ask so that they can help them. Because I felt bad for a couple of kids. They were like stumbling
To me,
over it.
kids get 2 chances to form a complete sentence before their parents take over.
I mean, we don't do that great most of the time either, but
No, like, I'll bumble over my
No,
words if I was asking the cast of Walking Dead. I mean, but I would get it out, and I'm an adult. Whereas the kid, it's like, come on, like,
But just-
help him out.
Parents, if you're gonna walk them up there anyways, just say, hey, what did you want to ask them? And then you can help if it seems like they're stalling, because otherwise the kid's just standing out there, you leave them hanging to dry, and it just, I don't know. It was
like
awkward.
It's like that Minecraft Fest thing where, have
I
you
don't-
guys ever seen Oh my gosh. There's some event every year where it's just all about Minecraft. It's like a Comic-Con for Minecraft. And
All right.
there's compilations on YouTube of some pretty hilarious questions from kids and stuttering people. And
I mean, just go with your kid and help them out. Like,
yeah, just
the whole world is watching, and it's not that it's a bad thing, because I was an awkward kid, but I would imagine that my mom or my dad would walk up there with me
right.
and help me out.
Your dad would just cut you off and ask the question himself. Let's be honest.
My dad would have a bunch of stories to tell,
Yep.
and my mom would definitely want to know what Negan's next move was, and she would want to ask Daryl out to dinner probably. But
Sounds about right.
Dinner.
but yeah, what other panels did you guys watch?
I watched blah 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 blah.
Well, that's a good one. I really, really enjoyed that one.
The Westworld had Reggie Watts as a panel moderator. That was kind of funny.
I actually don't think I watched the Westworld one.
Yeah,
I didn't watch a lot of it.
I didn't watch a ton of panels, so I feel like
The ones with too many people, it seemed
yeah.
not as much focus as,
Yeah.
a little bit less groups.
Except for the Stranger Things one had a huge cast,
Right,
but their
that's
chemistry
true.
I think helped them like talk through it
And
all.
they're so interesting. I mean, like, I think Justice League was 5, and so I mean, I feel like that's about a good.
I feel like that's perfect.
That's
Walking
a good,
Dead had like
it's-
10.
It's a good number, right? I mean, there's a ton of guys there. I love a bunch of the cast, and I love them like personally, but you kind of get lost. So.
Yeah, another one that worked was the Game of Thrones panel. There was a lot there, but I think it worked because they had Hodor.
Yeah.
What's that guy's? He's the DJ or whatever. Was the panel moderator, so he kind of there was a nice chemistry between the.
Just gave it to him.
Yeah. And like Bran.
Christian Nairn?
Yeah.
Nairn?
Yeah. It's kind of he's got a pretty heavy. What is he? Irish or Scottish or something? He's got a pretty heavy accent.
Yeah, where was he born, Curtis? You're on research.
Well, let me.
Why don't you give us the tidbit?
According to Wikipedia, he was born on the 25th of November in 1975. He's a Northern Irish actor and a DJ.
Ah,
he is best known for his
called it.
portrayal as Hold the Door in HBO.
Wow, is that
Fantasy-
on?
No,
Is that,
no, it says Hodor.
okay. Oh my gosh, if that was really on Wikipedia, like props, but nope. So,
He asked Bran. He just said, "Do you miss Hodor?"
And didn't he tell people? Someone asked if you could give your character any advice, what would you give them? And his answer was, "Don't hold any doors for people." Yeah, theirs was good. I thought they were pretty entertaining.
Yeah, good group. Good group of chaps.
I liked that. Varys, that actor. I did not recognize him for like half that panel.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought it was some producer or something.
Me too.
but
I've
I
never
was
seen him with
very
hair.
confused. No, yeah, I totally
Well, naturally.
know what you mean.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
It's a bald cap.
Okay. Well, no, I don't.
No, I didn't know. I thought that guy just had a shaved head.
Mhm.
I've actually seen him in a few other things, like recently, where I'll just be like, "Wait a second, I know that face."
He looks like a totally different person.
and it's
different.
totally different. It's really funny.
magic.
That caught me off. That whisper caught me off guard.
Whisper. Curtis, seriously, I don't know what it is, but when you face over here, the sound is more full, and when you face too far
Well, that's
over
because
that
I have
way-
such a huge voice that
Yeah.
I'm taking over both of your microphones.
Are you hearing this right now? This is perfection. And then when you face that way,
Yeah, maybe
it's-
Curtis. So
Audience,
Very
tweet
echoey.
tweet at us. What sounds better? Me sitting right here. We're at 24 minutes in. Should I sit right here in the middle of these two microphones?
Now turn
Or
your
should
head
I
at 3
turn
o'clock.
and talk directly into this
Yep,
one?
definitely not that one.
We're opening your feedback at nerd.
you're so fucking loud.
I think the cave just makes it changes the dynamic a little bit.
You guys know we're working on this.
I like it.
We appreciate your feedback.
I like
Yeah, didn't expect to go into our technical difficulties for so long. I hope you're all enjoying this.
It's a community project, hopefully. So why not have community input?
All right, fine, fair enough.
So
Rookies.
Maybe we'll talk about one more panel. Ready Player One. They had Steven Spielberg
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch that one either.
and the writer of the actual book.
Oh.
Because he was
Yeah,
on the
Ernest
the-
Cline.
Yeah, he was on the team.
So I'm planning on. I do a lot of audiobook listening because I put it on at work and then just kind of do my work to that. I was gonna say zone out, but that's
and
probably
Adventure Zone.
the wrong one. Yes, I've been clamoring through Adventure Zone.
Yeah, you have.
Almost done actually.
I know, that's insane.
Almost caught up. Anyway, but so I wanted to listen to it in anticipation to the movie coming out because I haven't read it. I didn't know much about it before Ready Player One was announced, but I've heard it's not good. Which is I've heard it's
the book?
I've heard the book is not good. I hope I'm wrong. I can't. I'm not saying it's not good. I wouldn't say that before I've experienced it. But I've heard some pretty rough things. I plan on listening just to kind of get involved. I mean, like I do like to listen to those things beforehand. Like or read or listen beforehand. Like I watched basically like 4 or 5 seasons of Walking Dead, and then I got ahead of it on the comics, and so now I'm ahead of it, which I enjoy a lot.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really curious to see how that's going to turn out. But I heard the book is really bad, but we'll see. And
it just falls victim to being appreciated more for nostalgia. So like people read it at a young age and they remember how much they liked it then, and they like it now, and they tell people, and then people read it as an adult and they're like, it's not that great. But
I mean,
I didn't realize it was a young adult novel.
it was written in
It's not-
it was written in 2011, so I don't know how many how nostalgic it is.
I mean, I was like 5 in 2011.
You're so wrong about that. Can we get a fact check on Curtis's age? I'm pretty sure that's not true.
I mean, that's just what I've heard. I don't read books anymore.
Yeah, no, but
that.
again, like it's a young adult book, and therefore 2011. I that makes more sense. But
That's weird. Well, I guess I've only
I
heard
don't
it
know.
from
Honestly,
one or two people.
I
It's
honestly
good.
didn't even know about it until the movie was announced, and then I read that it was based on a book.
You
And
guys
so,
want to hear about how I heard about it?
how did you hear about it, Clayton?
So maybe I heard the name thrown around or something, but one day I was at the river and we were getting in the car and I just said Ready Player One.
What did you wear to the river?
I wore my shorts from H&M
Ooh.
Yeah.
and I wore my black tank, my tight tank.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
gotta
just
wear the
to
tight
get
one to the river.
Gotta get the tan on the upper arm.
Sun's up, sun's out.
You don't want to get the normal.
Oh,
regular
no.
form. You gotta match it up.
That's why I got tattoos on my upper arms.
Oh well. That's,
All right.
That's just thinking ahead.
Sorry, I derailed you.
It's okay. It's a short story. I just had the name in my head, and I was like, "Why am I thinking about that?" And my buddy said, "Oh, that's a book." My friend recommended it to me. He said it was really good about some guy who fictionally invented VR and put this secret something in there for people to find before he died. Anyways, he dies. People are looking for some crazy stuff in that VR game, and that's
Did you just tell me he dies?
the guy who made. This is the setup for the whole movie. So this guy created this VR.
Oh, I thought you
No,
were,
Oh, I thought,
I thought you were literally telling me that the main character
No.
dies.
I'm
I'm
telling
like,
you the setup for the book.
I'm like, this is the worst spoiler you've ever spoiled. You
That would be
horrible
pretty
human
bad.
being.
That would be pretty
Okay,
bad.
fair enough.
Yeah. Anyways,
So
that's
it's
enough of that.
Okay, so that gets into the story, but I think that it leads right into it. Like, I mean, that I think was the trailer that I was most excited for. Like when I actually seen it, put it on another level for me of like, okay, this is gonna be good. Let's.
there have been talks of that movie in production for so long now. Not in production, but being made. And so there's been a lot of speculation about it. So it's cool to see what they're working on. And if you look at any website ever, except for ours because we didn't feel the need to, but there's quite a few Easter eggs in that trailer.
Yeah, I feel like the void of people calling out all the Easter eggs was overflowing.
It was insane.
I mean, there's a okay. Let's see what I'm gonna do this. Okay, so we have Christine, Stephen King's Christine, the car, A-Team car, Mad Max's Interceptor, Tron bike, I believe.
No, Akira.
Well, I know there's a Akira bike, but I thought there was a Tron bike.
Oh.
Could be wrong. Let's go with Akira. We'll run that out.
It was red.
Duke Nukem, Freddy Krueger, Gandalf, the dude from Joust. There's Harley Quinn with what could be Deadpool or Deadshot.
I think it's
kind of.
Deadshot.
I think that's what people are saying because they're both DC, but I kind of
Deadpool's not DC.
Deadshot is DC.
Oh, yeah.
But he kind of looks like he has swords coming off his back, like
That
Like
is
Deadpool.
true.
Deadpool. So
Yeah.
he kind of
That's a
looked
good
to
point.
me. He looked more like Deadpool initially, and there's so many cross-cultural
Shenanigans.
shenanigans going on.
Oh, Garth.
Wow. Okay. And then there was the DeLorean. There was what am I missing?
Oh, Garth.
What am I missing?
Iron Giant. That's what...
Oh.
Hogarth.
The most obvious one, the Iron Giant.
What's the Iron Giant? I'm just kidding. I've seen the Iron Giant. Love the Iron Giant.
It's the thing from
Right, well-
Pacific Rim.
Right.
We should see the Iron Giant in Pacific Rim. That'd be cool.
Live action Iron Giant.
That's basically what Pacific Rim is. I mean,
No, it's not.
no. Well, because Iron Giant replaces
It's the prequel to Pacific Rim.
that. Actually, could work. But the Iron Giant basically replaces from the book
That's so sad.
some
That movie just ends up in robot military slavery.
Well, yeah, then he's got to fight off the monsters.
He
No one
wouldn't-
foresaw this, okay? But they had a big robot, and they didn't know what else to do with it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. I've completely lost my list. So yeah,
There were
But-
a lot of Easter eggs.
But it's just amazing to see all this come together in what looks like a really good Steven Spielberg film. So anyway, what trailers were you guys most pumped for when you saw them? Like,
Oh.
Well, Stranger Things,
Yeah.
obviously. Westworld looked great.
yeah.
I'm really excited for the Thor movie
Oh my
because
gosh.
the first one I was into. The second one, I literally couldn't describe it to you if I tried.
Do you want me to?
Um,
I can describe the whole thing.
Maybe next
I
time.
like all those.
But one
So
thing,
Thor.
like I said last
In
time,
3 words, describe the plot of that movie.
dark elves come from another universe.
That's
and then,
more than 3 words, but it's literally Dark Elves, the 8th year, and we're gonna do like Dark Elves is hyphenated, 8th year, and London. How about that?
All right.
Um,
that rings a bell.
But like I was saying last time, the reason I like Spider-Man: Homecoming so much is because they did something new with it, and it looks like Thor Ragnarok. They're actually trying. They're gonna change it up. That's what it looks like. To me, I don't know, laser guns, a lot of like 80s.
Do you think they'll
80s
have
tropes.
the 80s music vibe?
I think so. They're pushing it pretty hard in the marketing.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think there'll be a little bit of it. I mean, because they're in kind of like they're in a different world, which I believe is going to be like the Sicarian home world is maybe. I mean, that's what it was in Planet Hulk, and this is in a lot of ways essentially Planet Hulk before they come back and fight in Asgard.
Right.
And so we have to like kind of take those pieces. So they may, but I mean, either way, I think we've got Kate Blanchett as the villain. We've got
her costume looks so cool too.
Yeah, I mean, between that, we've got Hiddleston returning as Loki for. I think he's returning in Infinity War, but I think that's it.
So the whole deal with those guys, they're pretty powerful, but in that realm, they are
I mean, Asgardians.
Something
I mean,
about
obviously Thor and Loki are super powerful as Asgardians, but like an Asgardian isn't like just a normal dude. Like they're more powerful than like a regular, like a human or whatever.
I think God is the word that you're looking for.
Well, Thor's a god, but I don't know that all Asgardians are gods.
Oh, right.
Right. So there's your little bit difference there, but
on Earth they have more power, and then for somehow
it's dramatically more than like an Asgardian versus like think like Sif. Like Thor is clearly is stronger, more badass than Sif, but Sif is also like the creme de la creme of normal Asgardians, who would also like tear a regular human apart. So anyway, but so I think it's just gonna be great. I mean, I think it's a buddy film like with Thor and
A talking Hulk.
talking Hulk. I mean Hulk talks. That's not normal. I feel like that's getting a bunch of hype, and I'm like, that's normal.
well, it hasn't really been in a movie.
No, they haven't really shown.
Yeah, but it happens. So like for sure. I mean, he talks a little bit in Avengers where he's like he says puny god, and he says other stuff. So like he can clearly form thoughts. That's not new. But
What did Mark Ruffalo say at the panel though? He's like he's got the
brain of a child or something.
Yeah, he's
vocabulary.
spent some time developing his communication skills.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, because when Josh, maybe you can shed more light on this, but when he's in Hulk form, it's sort of a different personality.
He's not Bruce Banner. When he's Hulk, he's not Bruce Banner. So he hasn't had as much time communicating and all this.
Well, it's a Jekyll and Hyde story essentially.
Basically, yeah. I mean, it's different. Except Hyde is like a fully formed personality, whereas Hulk is a little different. But yeah, so I think it's kind of gonna be like a buddy movie between them, and it's just gonna be rad. But it's the shortest Marvel movie yet, which I think is good because I think if
25 minutes.
No, because it's feature length, which I think is like 1:15. I could be wrong on that. But
a good movie.
But the point is like I feel like they're not wasting a bunch of fluff. Like it's, you know what I mean?
Like the other two Thors.
Like it's gonna be a little bit, yeah. Like that's not unfair.
Is Natalie Portman coming back ever?
I don't know. I feel like she said some really uppity things about not like the same thing she did with Marvel. Like she doesn't want to be part of it because she's too good for it, and I'm not like a fan of that attitude about things. So if you.
You mean that whole Megan Fox telling the director off kind of attitude?
Well,
you're better than that.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Because I feel like Michael Bay has that reputation, so I don't know how off Megan Fox was. But
I'm sorry, I can't remember if that was Megan Fox or if that was Kristen Stewart. We'll have to fact check that.
Are you joking right now?
All right, we're getting Kristen Stewart jokes in every pod. We've established that at this point. Curtis.
Kristen Stewart is canon in the MCU.
So, okay, so now let's. I felt like that was super exciting, and I feel like just seeing seeing more of the Justice League trailer, also got me. Yeah. It got me excited because it's because we've seen. I mean, there's been such mixed reviews where, from film to film and our latest one was such critical acclaim, and so we want to see it continue to improve, and I feel like this. I mean, it feels like there could be a lot of the same, just big giant battles, but I do feel like they're getting a good mix of characters, and I feel like that's going to be strong. Yeah,
hopefully they leave out the Skybeam, and Jesse Eisenberg doesn't come in at all. And maybe no Martha. Let's leave Martha out.
Martha.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to do a.
we'll do a DC thing.
Okay, we'll do a DCU thing because I don't know. I'm a lot more forgiving.
I mean, we talk about it all the time, anyways. But why not put it into a permanent podcast form?
Well, because we'd have to stand in the other room and we shout at each other. Anyway, what other trailers? What other trailers jumped out as?
What'd you have, Clayton?
Super cool for you guys.
Defenders. Was that?
Was that the one with Stan Lee where he was in the car?
Well, that was it. It was interesting because there was an actual Defenders one. That one's it had Korean subtitles or something, and so I think that was from a different spot. But the one with Stan Lee,
people combining trailers.
The one with Stan Lee made me cry. to be honest, because he's perfectly describing the way I feel about superheroes, and it was to me it was touching. 'Cause
We'll throw the
there's
link
such a-
up so people can see it, so they know what we're talking. I don't think we shared that one yet, but
Yeah, I don't think we did either. But that one was amazing, and the official one that they shared was amazing because those are some of my favorite series. All of those, even Iron Fist, who people hated. I'm like, why?
I thought that was decent.
Yeah, I mean it's it's not Daredevil season 2, but it's still quality, like very much enjoyable if you like superheroes. And I mean it may have been the most brutal one. I mean there was some
Daredevil.
pretty-
Yeah.
No, Iron Fist was pretty.
Oh,
was pretty.
oh,
brutal.
really?
Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet.
Very violent, but yeah. So Defenders was cool.
Spoiler there, because I never finished Daredevil season 2, so I didn't know anything about what happened with Elektra.
In the hand.
Yeah, and then and then
What happened to Elektra's hand?
it was electrocuted.
Hey, good joke. Hey, good joke, Curtis. But anything else you guys want to cover from Comic-Con? I feel like we're
I
lot of
think I was gonna say I posted it on the site, but the fact that Nickelodeon's trying to bring back Rocco's Modern Life,
Oh.
I don't know how that's gonna work out.
well, it's a movie. I mean, it's like a movie. I mean, I think
It's not a show. It's an
no, they're not even
movie.
starting with the show.
No,
They're jumping right into movie.
they're doing a movie, and if you watch the thing, it's clearly satirical with modern stuff. I don't think that's aimed.
Was there a trailer for it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
and the first one.
It's on our website.
What do you
Thanks for following the website, Clayton. Appreciate your support.
do what I can.
But I feel like honestly, I think they should just do. I mean, I know it's Nickelodeon, so they can't, but they should honestly just do an adult movie.
I mean, Rocco is a pretty adult cartoon as it.
Exactly.
It's weird that I got to watch that as a kid.
Right.
Mom
I
and
mean, you
Dad.
watch it now and you're like, how was this for kids? And it's definitely not. And I feel like if they just put out like an adult movie, because that's who's going to see it anyway, kids aren't going to.
Well, it's not like Ren and Stimpy.
It's
up there.
pretty close.
Is
It's less
Oh.
boogers and gross stuff, but it's still there.
It's
Like
a little more, it's a little smarter humor, although Ren and Stimpy was incredibly intelligent.
It's like
I'm still waiting for.
cringe.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and watch that.
Yeah.
Go watch that.
Still waiting for Flecko's Modern Life.
Flecko?
You never saw that episode where this little fly he sort of takes over the show, and he's like, it's like Flecko's Modern.
Wasn't he like in
What?
Wasn't he like in Rocco's head?
Yeah. And Rocco's like, hey,
What?
like that's my theme song.
No, I don't remember that at all.
That's the only episode I remember of
I-
Flecko's Modern Life.
My goodness, I know. I watched it all the time, and I don't know
Yeah.
how much I could tell you myself.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that would be weirder for me is if Cartoon Network tried to reboot Cow and Chicken. I'd be like, wait, what?
What?
What is that?
You never watched Cow and Chicken?
No.
Really?
Wow. That's
Oh,
Really?
okay.
I don't know what
all
you're
right.
talking about.
Ed, and Eddie?
Must have
Does that
been.
ring a bell?
Huh?
No.
No?
Not Ed and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie?
Ed, and Eddie.
That's so hard to say now.
I don't know what you're saying.
Ed, and Eddie.
So 2 Eds, 1 Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, one with
They're all
one D, one with
essentially
two Ds.
Eddie, but the other 2 go by Ed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
All right. Well, yeah, those would also be weird to reboot. That's the same feeling I got from the Rocco trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
what
cool
about
though.
Power Rangers.
It was cool.
What if they rebooted that one?
A reboot.
Oh, Clayton.
Um,
Clayton.
Um,
Just can confirm that was a joke,
It
right?
was, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what were you gonna say about the? You read up on the VR experiences?
I read up. I really want to. I want to go because I didn't know they did. I should have known, but I didn't know they did stuff like. So they had.
You didn't know they did like exhibits and.
No, I mean I thought it was just just the con but cooler actors and bigger panels. But it sounds like it's quite a bit more of an experience. Legion had a mixed reality, so they had some AR stuff, and then they had that. Let me see what I wrote here. Oh yeah, you're
Legion's the one on Fox, right?
FX.
FX.
yeah. Basically you're Dan Stevens' character, and you have a VR headset to simulate.
You mean Professor X's son?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
No, yeah, that's right. And so it simulates the powers that he has, kind of a thing. And then they have a mix of actual actors there interacting with you. Then they did a similar thing with Blade Runner. It wasn't really a VR, but apparently there was a ride where you're riding in one of the cars. What's that called? Spinner, one of the spinners. So you're in the ride, and then once you get off, you're in the world of Blade Runner. Oh, on the streets. Thank you. So you're in the streets, like basically on the set.
Sorry, I was strangling Clayton with his headphone cord.
I wasn't wondering why this wire is being wrapped around my neck. And they even had the bar where Harrison Ford sits down in the movie. You know,
Oh, what? That's
yeah,
cool.
So you can order drinks there, hang out, and they had Westworld experience where you go to Delos, and they have actors portraying hosts, and they kind of ask you questions. Basically, you had to schedule an appointment. So you pick a time where you can go. Obviously, they all filled up super quick. They give you a card.
Yeah.
Then you go. Say you want to go there. Oh, I'll go there at 2:30. You go there. They do the quiz on you to find out if you're a black hat or a white hat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they have. I think they had the train there, a train set there, and then once you go through all that, you have to wait for your results, and then you find out. And I think you have to keep the hat too, which
That'd
is
be
also
cool.
Kind of like a birthday at Chevy's.
exactly, minus the mariachi music, and then you go
And
to
the runs.
Yeah, I love Chevys. Oh man, those tortillas. Obviously not that expensive.
Those tortillas, though.
Anyways, so then you go.
Shout out to Chevy's, our unofficial sponsor.
Podcast sponsored by Chevy's. Chevy's tortillas. The Mariposa Saloon. Sorry, still talking about the Westworld experience. Then you go to the Mariposa Saloon, and they have hosts there, as the people working at the saloon too.
Yeah.
And then there was an escape room for The Expanse. I've never watched that show.
Yeah, but
But I guess
I watched a little of it. I think it's on Netflix or Amazon. I think it's on Amazon.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched a little bit of it. Seems
Have you guys
pretty cool.
You guys done that escape room at
Yeah.
all? They have one in Sacramento.
there's literally one that we could walk to from my house where we are right now.
Have you gone?
No.
Oh,
We
you should.
didn't. We
It's
didn't.
pretty cool.
We didn't succeed at the
This-
one that we.
No, I did. I've done it before, and
That's
we
because you didn't
succeed
call
either.
me.
We should definitely do.
That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Let's do one as a group. I mean, we got a few excursions plans we want to do as a group. So.
This one though.
We'll live stream the whole thing so you can see us. You could help comment at us to help us make decisions in the escape room. That'd be hella
Just
fun.
fail. This one though, you're basically trying to escape a ship, and it's just the escape room thing.
That's
but,
pretty neat, though.
Yeah, you're getting
Cool.
into an airlock, and you can go up against other teams of people, kind of a thing. So
Cool.
yeah, man, we need.
Yeah, it's definitely something I really want to do. I feel like it's really tough. It's kind of it's in a lot of ways it's overwhelming.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just putting our favorites together on the website. At first, we started to try to do just a whole Comic-Con, like all-encompassing news article, and I was just like, I can't even sift through
Where do
this.
you start?
I have a full-time job.
We well, and not only that, but like you have to camp out like 2-3 days in front, like even to get into Hall H, and at that point you cannot leave Hall H if you want to stay. Like you just stay there for multiple panels.
Yeah.
But it's like, and so that's where it's like you have to. I mean that commitment. We just need to blow up and get.
Well, it's like going to a
press.
music festival where you're
Yeah.
like, I want to see this band, so I have to stay at the stage literally all day
Did they
because
let
I need
you
a spot.
bring a bag of sandwiches or something?
I think yeah.
Just
probably what I would
sandwiches.
people
Only
were,
sandwiches.
people were lliterally in tents and stuff. So it feels extremely overwhelming.
Excuse me, sir. Cheez-Its okay? Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
No,
Get your
Not
Cheez-Its
okay.
out of here.
no,
It's not
better
okay.
cheddars only.
Sandwiches. Just
Better cheddars.
2-day-old sandwiches from Safeway.
But yeah, no. So I actually had a friend who went. And we may try to talk to him about his experience going for the first time. He won some tickets through work. So
Yeah, let's get him on.
yeah, so we may talk to him, and So
yeah, I had a friend that went and let me down a lot.
I have
He's
a
kind of not really
girlfriend.
my friend anymore.
What?
Wow.
I mean, he met Travis McElroy, and
Oh, that's right.
that was the only photo he sent me just because he wanted me to cry.
For those not familiar, Travis McElroy is one of the main dudes from
Unofficial friend of the podcast.
Yeah, no, he doesn't know it yet, but
Adventure Zone and My Brother, and
yeah, the McElroy brothers,
Yeah, we all kind of help each other out. They talk about us, we talk about them.
They don't talk about us.
check out their podcast.
Anyway.
No, but listen to us instead.
Yeah.
We're way better.
No, we're not, but
Well,
it'll be
hold
fun.
on now.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think
Producer's telling us to wrap it up.
I think that was all that I had.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
That's
we're
all. Really.
Lots of trailers. I mean, there was more than we even talked about. So if you've got some
yeah.
time on your hands, get on YouTube and just look up Comic-Con trailer.
Yeah, there's literally YouTube videos
Supergirl
that
season 3. Everyone's stoked about that.
yeah.
Star Trek Discovery. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not.
People are. I mean,
that's true. I'm sorry. Star Trek Discovery, another prequel. Star Trek
looks interesting.
could be cool.
There's
I
like
don't know.
Wait, a movie?
There's
no,
like
it's a show.
there's
Oh.
like 40 Star Trek fact checkers to make sure they get the lore right. So there's-
Oh yeah.
that's
Didn't
a-
they have Trekkies?
yeah, like there's
Help
literally
them
a
out
bunch
or
of
something.
Trekkies like
Oh.
fact checking them.
Oh, yeah, that show. I thought that was out already.
No.
It's not
No,
out?
not
Not
yet.
yet.
Oh, okay.
Riverdale season 2. I don't know if you guys watched.
Never
that.
even heard of it until this Comic-Con.
It's Archie.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like a sci-fi
It's Archie.
mystery.
It's
sort
literally
of.
Archie.
That's cool.
But it's like dark.
That's really
Oh, you
cool.
know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch that trailer. Annie pointed out the Archie.
Yeah.
It's
At first
Archie time.
glance, it just looks like some teeny CW show.
It is a teeny CW show,
Oh.
but Archie is
Maybe it'll be a good one.
they're a bunch of teenagers, so
Legends of Tomorrow is another one.
yep, another CW show.
I'll stop rambling them off, rail them off.
Hey, it's
Anyway.
okay, Clayton. You do you.
Eh.
Yeah, so Clayton's gonna start his podcast just listing
things.
shows.
And if you turn to TLC on a Tuesday night, you will find
He's gonna read you the TV guide.
you will find Sloshed Surgeons. It's a new reality show about drunk surgeons, and then if you go to the History Channel,
And
So-
my favorite,
like a Twinkie.
like a Twinkie.
So anyway, so those are a bit of our favorite things we touched on from Comic-Con that we saw. So
Hopefully next year we can go.
yeah, we're hoping that'd be definitely something we're looking into getting on. Hopefully at that point we can get some press badges. That would be neat.
What do you have to do? You just sign up and
You have to
in advance?
register, and you're not guaranteed
Yeah.
to get.
How
a
soon
ticket.
do we have to register right now?
You can put your name in, I think, whenever, and it sends you an email when it opens.
Kill a firstborn son.
Right. I
of-
mean, essentially. And at that point, you're not guaranteed. So the people who have badges from previous years, as long as you re-up, you get priority. You get a badge.
What's harder to get into, Comic-Con or Burning Man?
Probably Comic-Con.
I'd say Burning Man's probably more expensive.
Yeah, suck
Well,
it, burners.
I mean, Comic-Con ain't nothing to scoff at money-wise either. But
No.
so anyway, so we'll try to try to be getting into that. I know. I think I'm gonna try to make it to San Francisco Comic-Con if you guys, I don't know, you guys are coming or not, but
Yeah, I'll see if I can.
As soon as you get
Not
back
sure.
from Disneyland.
Josh's second home is at Disneyland.
Pretty much.
He lives on the Peter Pan ride.
I've realized this.
no, I don't, because there's way too many. I did for a bit, but there was way too many people in that line, and I just couldn't get into my
Just Hall H it, man.
to get in my own house. No, I actually I live in the Sleeping Beauty ride where there's no line now, so.
I live in Magic.
It's just that live interactive nap time exhibit. Anyways, I think that's it for us this week. So, again...
Wanted to
Oh.
plug. We're trying to get more people to collaborate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got to fill in the collaborative part of the Nerd Collaborative universe.
So if you guys people listening, we know you like watching movies and games and all that great stuff just as much as we
Reading
do.
comic books.
Oh yeah,
Artists, if you're artists, send us stuff. We want to help promote your art as well. So all over the place.
Yeah, all of it. Please feel free to reach out. Get a review, do a review if you got a viewpoint on something, whether it's good or bad, or if you're just have a very strong perspective on something, let us know.
Even if you just want to rant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ranting is totally okay.
We're totally cool with rants as well. just shoot us a message on.
There's a contact form on our page. I think I'm going to make a submission page, but right now just go in our contact us as the form, or you can just email us at nerdcollaborative@gmail.
Or just give us a call at 555 5555.
I don't know if that's the right amount of fives, but good try. So, but yeah, no.
Somebody's saying Consuelos giving up phone numbers. I just wonder where the paper boy's at. Bring me some good news.
I don't know if I've ever heard that impression you've done. That's pretty good. No.
No, Superman no here.
No, he's not, because he's dead. Jason Momoa told me.
Superman's dead.
So anyway, so shoot us an email, nerdcollaborative@gmail.com. Just shoot us an email. Say, hey, you want to write something? You got an idea? We'll say, hey, yeah, check it out. That sounds awesome.
Or DM us.
Yeah, DM us on our social media. Not sure why that's
Social
funny.
needs.
So
We're cool with the Twitter.
We're so cool.
So, but yeah, so that's it for us. So if you have any,
We need an official sign off.
yeah, we do.
Nerd you next time.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna tie you to the radiator and gripe you.
And on that note,
Go watch The Whitest Kids You Know.
Sponsored by.
All right. Enjoy your Monday.
Yeah.